The Roman Empire, a saga of rise, conquest, and collapse. Forget your streaming services. We're diving headfirst into a story so epic, so sprawling, it makes Netflix look like a public access channel. This isn't just history, it's the Roman Empire. We're talking about a civilization that stretched across continents, commanded legions, and built monuments that still inspire awe today. Modern empires? They're lemonade stands compared to the sheer scale of Roman power. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a roller coaster of glory, grit, and gladiatorial combat. This is a story of ambition, betrayal, and the rise and fall of the greatest empire the world has ever known. Let's start with a name that echoes through the ages: Julius Caesar, the original power player, a master strategist, and a man who knew how to seize opportunity by the throat. Caesar wasn't just a general, he was a political genius. He understood the game, and he played it with ruthless efficiency, laying the foundation for an empire that would dominate the world. But Caesar was just the beginning. The true strength of Rome lay in its legions, disciplined, relentless, and utterly unstoppable. These weren't just soldiers, they were the engine of conquest. Imagine legions marching across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East, conquering everything in their path. They built roads, bridges, and fortifications, leaving an indelible mark on the landscape. Building an empire wasn't just about fighting, it was about organization, infrastructure, and the ability to assimilate conquered peoples. The Romans were masters of this, creating a vast network of trade and communication. They understood that a happy populace was a compliant populace. They offered citizenship, built public works, and provided entertainment, ensuring loyalty and stability. The Romans didn't just conquer, they built. And what they built was nothing short of miraculous. Their architectural achievements continue to inspire awe centuries later. Take the aqueducts, for example. These gravity-defying structures carried fresh water for miles, supplying bustling cities with the lifeblood they needed to thrive. These weren't just functional, they were works of art. Imagine the ingenuity, the engineering prowess required to build these massive structures with the technology of the time. And then there were the roads, stretching to the horizon, connecting the far-flung corners of the empire. These weren't just roads, they were arteries, pumping life and commerce throughout the Roman world. Think of the Colosseum, the Pantheon, the Roman Forum. These architectural marvels stand as testaments to Roman ingenuity, ambition, and the desire to create something truly lasting. These buildings weren't just structures, they were symbols of Roman power and sophistication. They were designed to impress, to intimidate, and to inspire awe in all who beheld them. But beneath the veneer of glory and grandeur lay a dark underbelly. Power corrupts, and Rome was swimming in it. The higher you climbed, the more treacherous the path became. Greed, backstabbing, and political intrigue were the daily bread of the Roman elite. Senators plotted against emperors, emperors plotted against each other, and the people often paid the price. Imagine a real-life Game of Thrones, but with togas and chariot races. The stakes were high, the players were ruthless, and the consequences were often deadly. Assassinations, conspiracies, and betrayals were commonplace. The struggle for power was a constant bloody battle, fought in the shadows and behind closed doors. The emperors themselves were often the worst offenders. Caligula, Nero, Commodus, their names are synonymous with madness, cruelty, and unchecked power. They indulged in every excess, surrounded themselves with sycophants, and ruled with an iron fist. Their reigns were marked by scandal, violence, and the erosion of Roman values. Cracks began to appear in the foundation of the empire. Rome wasn't invincible, and the seeds of its destruction were sown from within. Internal decay ate away at the empire's core. Political instability, economic woes, and social unrest weakened the fabric of Roman society. The empire became too large, too unwieldy to govern effectively. Corruption spread like a disease, undermining the institutions that had once made Rome great. The army, once the pride of Rome, became increasingly reliant on foreign mercenaries. Loyalty waned, discipline faltered, and the legions lost their edge. Moral decay also played a role. The values that had once defined Roman society, duty, honor, and self-sacrifice, were replaced by hedonism, greed, and a thirst for pleasure. It was a slow-burning fire, consuming the empire from the inside out. The decline was gradual but inexorable, a 1,000-year process that ultimately led to Rome's downfall. As the empire weakened, it became increasingly vulnerable to external threats. Waves of invaders, hungry for a piece of the Roman pie, crashed against its borders. The Goths, the Vandals, the Huns, these were just some of the barbarian tribes that sought to plunder Rome's wealth and carve out their own kingdoms. The legions, weakened and demoralized, struggled to defend the vast frontiers of the empire. The borders became porous, and the invaders poured in. Cities were sacked, villages were burned, and the Roman countryside was ravaged. The empire was under siege, fighting for its very survival. The walls crumbled, both literally and figuratively. The once impregnable defenses of Rome were breached, and the barbarians marched on the capital. The Western Roman Empire, weakened by internal strife and external pressure, finally collapsed in 476 AD. It was the end of an era, a turning point in history. The fall of Rome is a story of epic proportions. It's a tale of rise, conquest, and collapse, a cautionary lesson about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the corrupting influence of power. It's a reminder that even the greatest empires are not immune to decline and fall. Internal weaknesses, external pressures, and the erosion of values can all contribute to their demise. But the fall of Rome is not just a story of destruction, it's also a story of transformation. The empire may have crumbled, but its legacy lived on. Roman law, language, and culture influenced the development of Western civilization for centuries to come. The echoes of Rome can still be heard in our art, architecture, and political systems. The Roman Empire shaped the world in profound and lasting ways. Its rise and fall continue to fascinate and inspire us today. The Roman Empire was more than just an empire. It was a civilization that shaped the world. Its story is one of triumph and tragedy, of glory and ruin. From its humble beginnings as a small city-state to its reign as the dominant power in the Mediterranean, Rome's journey is a testament to human ambition, ingenuity, and the enduring power of ideas. Please like and subscribe for more content.